Hey everybody, welcome back to day 7 of the Mood Mindfulness Challenge for March. Thank you so much for joining me. And today we're talking about space. So I want to share with you my space. This is the space in the corner, the furthest corner of my home, away from everybody in the house. I have two beautiful, big, hairy teenagers who are loud and boisterous and ever so healthy. Thank God for that. And they are loud and proud in my house. So I find places where I can just be alone with my thoughts and with my emotions. So this is, as you can see, the most furthest corner in my backyard. And this is my view. Where is my flip? Okay, this is my view. So I'm backing on to looking at the house. And today I want to talk about just that space where you go to be alone, to focus on yourself, to be with yourself, to give yourself a break from all that's happening in the outside world, and to come home, and check out what's happening for you inside. Now, it's really important to do that daily. And I want to ask you, like, a really honest question. In a 24-hour period, how many times, or even what is the amount of time that you are alone with yourself, just being? I mean, if I really think about it, I can be alone for quite a large proportion of the day, but I'm always doing something, and I'm always thinking and working towards something. But my question is, how many minutes or hours do you spend just being with your emotions, recognizing something within that requires processing? And it's really important because we have aspects of us within that require, they have needs almost. And they also have voices, and they also have messages for us. So, for example, this morning, I recognized within me a very loud voice that just required time alone. And I thought to myself, well, I've been alone for quite a long proportion of this weekend. Today's Monday. And the thing is I was being with my husband, sitting, we were watching TV together. I was planning for the week ahead, lots of writing and brainstorming. I went out for a walk, which is kind of my processing time. That's also another favorite space of mine where I spend, but I was getting in my 10,000 steps, and that was my intention. I was like, I'm gonna go for my walk. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. But I kept looking at my watch thinking, okay, have I hit the 10K? Can I go home now? It wasn't actually a time for me to be and go within to check out my emotions. And as a result, and I've had a big week, and I'm very grateful, but as a result, this voice inside was screaming at me to just be. And so I slipped out of the house and came here to this corner of mine to just be silent and to go within and to hear what it is that voice was telling me. And it was just saying that I'm doing too much. This is too much. And the other part of me was like, this is great. I'm living the fullest life. I'm doing everything I want. But the other part of me was saying, I need time to just be. And the important part of all this is we are one soul, we are one body, we are one mind. However, when we're not living balanced, the wholeness within us fractures, and there are parts of us that want something and parts of us that don't. And if you don't tend to these parts and bring harmony and balance and integrate the two so that they're working together, you will always feel like you are pulled in different directions and you're stuck in the middle and it causes no momentum. And this is that feeling where you're like, I want to go to the gym, and a part of you is like, nah, not doing that, and you end up not. So this part of you gets angry, and this part of you is like, don't care, and almost like a rebellious attitude, right? And you find inside that there's a battle, an inner conflict. And here you are in the middle, the conscious mind, thinking, oh my God, I've got children living inside me almost. And it's our responsibility to go in and witness what each part of us has to say and what it wants. And you will 100% each of the time find out that they both want the same things. They just have different ways of getting it. It's just so amazing. I've seen it time and time again with my clients and in my own experience. So the importance is to make the space for yourself to witness your emotions and to allow them to come forth, give you the message, and let them go. And then actually take the action steps required to put the message into play and to gain, grow or gain the harmony, the peace that that message is giving you, right? This week we've been talking all about the 5 elements of nature, and the 5 elements of nature represent elements in us. So the first element is space. That's what we're talking about today. Space is open, space is vast. Everything starts from space and everything returns to space. Almost like everything starts from nothing and everything returns and becomes nothing. Isn't that the most amazing concept? And if you think about it, that's exactly what's happening. So for example, you have a thought that comes from out of nowhere something arises. And so in the 5 elements theory, space starts first. It's vast, it's infinite potential, and from space then comes, and space, you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, it's just there and it exists and you just know it does. And then from space comes a tiny bit of motion. So you can feel the wind, you can feel air, you can't see it, you can't touch it, but you can feel it, so it's there. And then from air comes fire, right? And fire, you can now see that element and you can also feel it, but you can't contain it, you can't hold it. And then the next element comes water. Now water is something that you can feel, but it's transient, right? It's flowing. You hold a little bit in your hand and then it falls all the way through and it's gone. Finally precipitating into earth. Earth is stable, earth is grounded, and earth is what we stand on. It gives us our stability. Now from the 5 elements, this is what we see in nature and the basic components required for life. These all translate to parts in our body, so organ systems. So for today we're talking about space. We're talking about the spaces within our body. Joints, they have spaces. Vessels and arteries, they're hollow entities. Intestines, they're also hollow when they're not filled with food. Spaces between muscles and ligaments and tissues and bone, and there's spaces within our body. So the whole point is to create a little bit of space so that you are able to bring something out. And if we take it out into a big picture so that you could understand what I mean, say your closet is full and full and full of clothes. You don't know what you've got, you don't know what you want, you don't know what you're going to wear because everything is just stuffed in there, right? But when you pull everything out and you create space, you now have infinite possibility to see what you want, what you don't want, and what you want to wear. Same with our bodies. If we're just stuffing food, we don't really know what it is we're doing. We just know that we're stuffing and our bodies are stuffed. And so sometimes it is good to make space so that we can start again. Same with our mind. If the mind is full and full and full of ideas, we just all of a sudden just get stuck. There's just too many things. I don't know which way to go. I'm stuck. So the idea is to make space and start anew so that we can start from the beginning. So from today's quote, from today's prompt, today's quote was, today I'll focus on what I want to attract in my life. So yeah, I invite you to create a little bit of space today. And from space, I want you to focus on what it is you want just for today. Create a few things that you want to do and go ahead and do them. The most important thing is to take small steps so that the small steps become big actions. But if you don't make the intention of doing anything, you'll go through the whole day not doing anything. I used to live a large portion of my life just on a whim, on a whimsy, on yeah, if I feel like it, I'm going to do it. If I don't feel like it, I won't do it. And as a result, at the end of the day, I'd get there and go, you know what, I just didn't do anything. There's so many things to have done, and I just didn't feel like doing any of them, so I didn't. I felt like I was wasting a lot of my time, actually, even though I was happy doing whatever I want to do. At the end of the day, you want to move forward and not stay in the same cycles. So it is imperative every morning to set an intention to, I will do the laundry today, an intention to, I will organize such and such in my life, like the winter closet, the garage, whatever you need to do. I will get through my eating schedule. Like, I'll set up the plan for my eating schedule. That's what I have to do, set a plan. I'll have to set up my exercise schedule. I will exercise in the morning, go for my walk. I will stick to my 8 cups of water a day. And it set that intention every day so that you have already formed the intention. It's actually clear in your mind. It goes into the subconscious mind. You have what you need to do for the day. And do find the time to spend alone, just to be, not for social media, not to hang out with the beloveds, because there's also time for that as well in your schedule. If you make time for kids, make time for partner, make time for study, make time for work, make time for play, make time for Netflix, but also make time to go within, to be with your emotions, to process them, to allow them to come out, to acknowledge them, to witness, to hear the story, and to let the emotion and the energy go, so that you're nice and fresh and back to neutral, ready to do what you need to do for the next day and for the people you love in your life. So I hope this video was a good one for you. 12 minutes, that's a really good one today. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 8. Have a good day, everyone.